Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This episode is going to be a little different. I am going to do a live human design reading. I have a guest this time, and with these readings, I think you could definitely connect something to yourself with them. So even if you don't have the same human design type as Lexis, if you don't have necessarily the same aspects, we all could pull something from these, so please stay tuned. I'm very excited. I love human design readings. I really hope you enjoy this new episode. So, let's introduce my guest, and I'll let her do the introduction herself. I thought she would be a perfect first guest. I'm so happy she decided to join. So yeah, Alexis, why don't you introduce yourself?
So I'm Lexis. I'm an artist and designer, and I'm a mom of two school-aged girls. I live in Denver, and I've created for as long as I can remember. And for me, creating isn't just something I do, it's who I am. I have a degree in graphic design, and I've always been an artist. I've worked for myself for over a decade doing freelance work and selling my art and teaching watercolor workshops. But I've pivoted a lot because it's always been important to me to do work that I love. And as a mom, I really value the flexibility of that in my career. These days, I run Most Beautiful Design, and that's where I blend all my creative skills together, and I help women entrepreneurs, mostly therapists, coaches, healers, physical fitness, all that kind of stuff. And I help them craft founder-led brands that truly reflect who they are. I really love uncovering their stories and making their businesses feel like the most beautiful version of themselves. I also have Lexis Works, which is my art business, and that's where I share creativity and watercolor techniques to feel more grounded, calm, and present. But whatever I'm creating, it's colorful, it's joyful, and a little magical. Thank you for having me today.
I just love what you do because I'm a very creative person also. And you sent some of your art that you created, and that made me so happy. It's very unique, and I'm very excited to dive into your chart and maybe kind of pinpoint where that comes from.
Oh, yes.
So again, if you have any questions, interrupt me. I'm going to do a kind of an overarching human design reading, go over the basics of your type, your strategy, and then we could get in a little bit about your profile, just kind of see where we go with this. So let's get started. You are a generator. What was kind of fun about your chart is we have a lot in common.
No way.
Yeah, so I'm a generator. Our Incarnation cross is actually the same. I always love seeing people's charts and seeing where we connect and why we connect.
Yes.
So yes, you're a generator. And what that means is you have endless energy as long as you're doing what you enjoy. So you'll drain out very quickly when you're doing a bunch of things you think you should be doing. You're saying yes to things that you actually rather have said no to. You're just doing them out of obligation. Those things will drain you. So it's really important for you, and especially in your business, to just be doing things that actually bring you so much excitement and joy because you're going to have endless energy to accomplish them. And I think it's a magical thing to have this endless energy, but it also can be very difficult to make sure that we are actually saying yes to what we really want to be saying yes to.
Right.
There's obviously always responsibilities. There's things that we have to do that we maybe rather not. So I like to say it's all about balance.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, it's not about balance. Balance is a distraction. Well, that's what you said in your last podcast.
That is true. I should say it's all about focusing on how you can make those things you don't enjoy more enjoyable. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So
it's awareness.
It's awareness. Yes. Just making sure, like, if you really hate going through your emails, could you put on music? Could you set the environment to make it more energizing for you? And then right after that, go do something that you really enjoy. So it's that balance side. Like, try to make sure it's all about what you really enjoy. And it's not coming from a place of selfishness, because it does feel very selfish. Like, it's just all about me and what I enjoy. It's that generators are the life force energy of the planet. So the more joy and energized you feel, the more you're going to be able to give that to other people. They'll love your energy and they'll feel more energetic themselves, because some human design types don't have this endless energy. So they're somewhat reliant on you to give them that energy. So The more that you could be energized, the more the people around you will feel energized, and everyone, I think, will just be in general a little happier because they'll have that energy to do what they want to accomplish. So does this sound?
That sounds like me.
Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds on track.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely
Yeah.
need to be doing work that lights me up. And my first job was in a marketing department for a home builder, and it just felt soul sucking, and I hated it because I didn't care about what I was doing. I wasn't doing energizing work. And so working for myself has always allowed me to follow the thing that lights me up.
Yeah. Again, yeah, it's really hard because I think a lot of us kind of fall into jobs and we feel like we're stuck there. But in bringing this awareness, the more we do that you really enjoy, the more that you'll just feel happy and fulfilled and all the things. And that's what we want out of life.
Absolutely.
So the second part of this as being a generator is that your strategy is to respond. All generators have this strategy. And what this means is that you're not necessarily here to go initiate things. When you get an idea and then you just take off and run with it, if it didn't come from a place of responding yes or no to something, then that idea is going to be so much harder for you to accomplish. What a response looks like versus just an idea coming to you is like if you're working with a client, if one of your children says something and it creates a response in you, like something that's like, ooh, I want to do that. That is a response. So it's about just a simple yes or no. Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? And that's all you have to respond with. Responding is how you get things done. You could just sit back and allow things to come to you. Your aura is just opening and pulling things to you. It's magnetic. So there'll always be things for you to respond to, but it's important that you slow down enough to actually notice them and have time to respond. It's just kind of our culture is that we're so go, go, go. How much could we get done? That we don't always have space and that time to slow down, take a deep breath. Because the more that you're able to slow down and notice that things are right in front of you to respond to, the easier it is. Because I think a lot of generators, and myself included, you just think, oh, I'm just here to respond. Like I just sit back and don't do anything. I just wait for things to come to me. And it seems, definitely frustrating because we want things to happen. We want to reach our goals.
Right.
But when you sit back and you let things come to you, it's so much easier because you don't have to force things. The worst thing you could do is force something. So when you sit back, pay attention to what's going on around you, you'll see those things to respond to. And in those times when you're waiting for something to respond to, you actually are doing things. You're doing those things that really light you up. So is there something you could dig deeper into? Do things that you really enjoy and things will come to you to respond to. And again, it's not about sitting and waiting and not doing anything. It's you are doing stuff. It's just being patient and trusting the right things will come to you. Does that feel aligned to you?
Well, it's a great reminder. The more I learn about human design, it's like, reading a book backwards, sort of like, oh, right. Now I understand why that wasn't working. Yes. So I've definitely been working to be more aware of that response thing, that when I initiate an idea, it does not, it falls flat. I've come to see that. And looking for that opportunity to respond. In fact, like I've been working on some art. That's the thing I'm doing that lights me up. And I'm like, what is this for? Where is it going? I'm like, nope. I don't have to answer that question. I just need to keep making art. I don't need to turn it into a thing. I'm waiting to respond to what that's going to be. And that takes practice.
Yeah. Cause as a generator, like the worst thing we could do is ask how. Like your job is to never know how something is done. And that is not how we've been taught at all. Especially as a business owner, you're supposed to know how to accomplish things. But if you could really trust, like, I don't need to know how. I just put it out there. This is what I want. And everything that you need to accomplish that will come to you. And it's a totally different way of thinking, but it's so freeing in a way because again, you just got to have fun.
Right?
Yeah. It's a nice way to think about it. You just got to have fun. And it's not selfish. It's just that's how your purpose in this world is, just to have fun. And then it branches out to everyone else, and everyone else is able to fulfill what they need to do because you earn your joy.
That's such a great reframing. It's not selfish.
Yeah, it's not selfish at all. It's kind of the 5 human design types, just for you to know, and our listeners, each one kind of has a unique purpose with their energy. So generators are the ones that give energy to everyone else. The manifesting generators also provide energy to the world. And it's the other 3 human design types, the manifestors, the projectors, and reflectors, don't have this endless energy. And so they look to us to give them that energy. And so the more that energy that you have, you will be able to give that extra energy to them. Because when you feel drained and you don't have a lot of energy, do you really want to go give them your energy?
No way.
So it's just knowing that we all kind of have this unique purpose. And when we fulfill that purpose, it kind of just makes the world a little smoother. Everyone around us can just be happier and joyful too, because they're getting what they need from us without us burning out, because we're just doing a bunch of stuff for other people and not fulfilling our needs. It's the, you got to fill your cup first. So then you can, whatever is overflowing, you could give to other people.
Oh, I love thinking of it that way. That is when I'm bringing myself joy, lighting myself up, when I take care of my own needs, it actually helps the world function better.
Yes, exactly. So next, let's get in how you make decisions. And for generators, there's 2 specific ways to make decisions. And for you, it's kind of a 2-layered thing. Generators, manifesting generators, we all make decisions from our sacral. So it's our gut. It's a yes or no. And it could be a maybe, but it's usually, if it's a maybe, it's a no. So it's really simple. Just listen to your gut. Do I want to do that? Do I not want to do it? Yes or no. It might be a We often make sounds. We might lean in when we want to do something. We might unconsciously kind of lean back like, no, that's not for me. And so you make your decisions with your gut, but for your design, you also have the added layer of emotional authority. And I also have this too. And it's just an added layer to pay attention to your emotions when you make those decisions. And what that means is that once you hear your gut say that yes or no, you really need to pay attention to how you feel when you say that yes or no. Do you feel really lit up inside and super excited and you're on an emotional high? Or when you say yes, you're like, yes, I will, but they're kind of like on the lower end of an emotional wave. The way you make decisions is you really want to be in emotional neutral. And so most decisions, small decisions, you don't really need to pay attention to this. Just listen to your gut. What do you want to eat? It's a yes or no. You don't have to give yourself time to pay attention to your emotional wave. It's these big decisions, career changes, where you're going to go on vacation, these big impactful things. And so your emotional wave goes up and down. So you might say yes to something that really excites you, but then you get home and you're like, actually, I don't really want to do that. Why did I say yes to it? But you were excited in the moment and you maybe genuinely really wanted to, but after you gave yourself time to think about it, you're like, well, I don't think that's exactly what I want to do. And so giving your space an hour, just say, I need to think about it. Give yourself a day or week or whatever. It's really paying attention to when you're making decisions, they want to be in an emotional neutral. And so when you give yourself time, you could go between yes, I really want to do it. And then you could go, well, I don't know. And then you could swing back up to yes, I do confidently want to do it. And it's coming from a place of grounded calm. It's kind of how I like to think about it. You want to be in a very grounded, neutral place when you make decisions because your emotions do go up and down. And there's nothing wrong with this. In a way, it's kind of I find it a blessing. So it's just an extra little bumper for me to really make sure that I'm making decisions from a place of, yes, I actually do want this.
Right. Yeah, learning about human design, I can totally reflect back on experiences where that emotional wave happened and I had no awareness of it. I am definitely guilty of saying yes in the moment for it because I'm excited. And then once that emotional wave happens, being like, oh shit, I actually don't want to do that. And I already committed. And learning about human design being aware of that and allowing that excitement, feeling it, and pausing before, like, even if it's a friend asking to do something, like not responding to that text right away and just letting that emotional wave go through. I wrote in my journal, it says, like, emotions are not decisions, they're information.
Yes.
And I've just been remembering that, like, okay, I can feel all the feelings. And then when I'm at that grounded, calm place, then I can make a decision.
Yeah. Again, yeah, emotions, they do not define you. It says nothing about you. It just being aware. It's just how you process. You need to go through all the emotions before you make a decision.
Yeah.
Another piece of this is really powerful to know is that you will probably never be 100% sure on a yes.
Yeah.
An 80% sure that yes, you want to do it is a yes. And knowing that kind of gets you out of your head and just confidently move forward. Even if you're 80% sure you want to do something, on the flip side, a maybe is often a no. If it's a maybe and you just can't decide, just go with no. Because the more that you're able to say no to things, the more it'll open up space to allow in what is meant for you. Those things that you really want to do. Because if you just kind of like, say a job offer and you're kind of like, well, I'm not really sure, but I feel like I should be doing it, then it doesn't allow space for that dream job to pop in, that dream client, whatever it is. So you want to make space for the things that actually are going to excite you. And it's a lot about trust and just releasing the control, because you really don't know what's going to come up next. And if you say no to this, will there be something else? But there always will be. It's just, you have to trust that there will be.
I like that. No makes space for something better.
Yes, exactly. So any questions so far? Anything that's come up? Anything moving through you?
No, it's all sounding familiar. These are kind of the basic things with human design, but it's so important to go back to that foundation, especially that like emotional response and remembering that.
Yeah, part of this is that most of the population is emotionally defined. It's like 50% of the population need to make their decisions paying attention to their emotions. It's not a unique thing to you. So next, I think it's also important to go through the not self in the signature. And what this means is when you lay your head down on your pillow at night, how do you feel? And for you as a generator, you want to feel satisfaction, because the opposite of that is frustration. So if you lay down at night and you just feel super frustrated, that is your body's way of telling you something needs to be adjusted because you're out of alignment. So when you fall asleep feeling super satisfied, that means you're in perfect alignment. Your energy is flowing how it wants to flow. And so I want to know, is there times that you've noticed this frustration versus satisfaction? Could you pinpoint certain examples or just kind of feelings?
Yeah, I definitely resonate with feeling satisfied. Like, I'm not searching out success. It needs to feel good. It needs to feel satisfying. And have been many times where I have felt just frustration at something not working out, probably because I was forcing it. Because I said yes to too many things, to the wrong things. And so I definitely seek satisfaction. Like, I mean, even in art making, for me, it is something that it feels good. It is satisfying to make art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's all it has to be. As long as you feel satisfied, that is all that matters. It doesn't have to have a purpose. It doesn't have to make sense. Just trust it.
Yeah.
I think next I want to move to your profile, because I think this is one of my favorite profiles, because it's also really empowering knowing that you are a 3-5. And for our listeners that don't know what that means, is those numbers each represent something. The 3 is what you're consciously aware of, and the 5 is what's a little more unconscious. It's more of those things that people see in you that you might not necessarily see in yourself. And so what a line 3 means is you're all about experimentation, and it's a lot of trial and error, and knowing that no matter what, you will have errors. It's just how you bounce back from those errors. It's more about every time you have a mistake, some kind of failure is a sign that just make a small adjustment, not for you, try something new. And I think it's one of the more frustrating lines also as I'm a line 6 in the first 30 years of my life, I am a line 3. And so I had so much trial and error, so much wondering what's wrong with me. But then once I knew and learned human design, like, well, no, this is just how I learn things. This is how I be successful in life, is from those trial and errors. Because then all those errors, you could then teach other people and guide them what not to do.
Right.
Do you see a lot of this in your life in general?
Oh, absolutely. Was another light bulb moment with human design, because I've always just felt like, well, I didn't get the dream job I wanted out of college, and I got laid off from the job once I got it, and then I freelanced, and then this didn't work out, and that didn't work out, and like I wanted to be an artist, and then got a degree in graphic design, which felt like a compromise. But now here I am with my design company, blending art and design together. And I need all my graphic design skills to promote my art business. And so it was all meant to be. It totally felt like failure and doing the wrong thing. And then learning that, like, that's how I learn. I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of just trusting there is nothing wrong with you. This is just your process to get you to where you're supposed to be. And I think so much of human design is just learning about these little facts about yourself and just like, okay, that's just me. Don't take it personally. It's just how you're designed.
Yes, there's nothing wrong. That's just how I'm designed, and everyone's a little different, and this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, exactly. And the line 5, unconscious side, is that people really look to you to guide them. So it's really powerful that you have all this trial and error and then being able to help people. But part of this is also that people see you as a savior and you are not their savior. And so knowing that you can't help everyone is also really powerful. So first, knowing that people come to you to help solve their problems is really good to know, because you have solutions from your trial and error, but also knowing you're not here to help everyone. They see it in you as you're their savior, but you are not. It's really important that you set those boundaries. How do I feel about helping this person or not? Because they will want your energy and your guidance when you might not be able to give them what they're looking for. Make sure you don't let people overrun you, because they see you as the person that could help them. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, there's bits of that. In marketing, knowing the 3-5, I've been able to take all the trial and error and then become this person with solutions, this expert, and use that as part of my marketing and sharing all the things that worked for me, all the things I've tried. And I definitely have friends who there's that feeling when they're with me that they feel like they can share. And I know I have the gate, is it 11 of ideas? And so I have ideas for everyone, and just being aware, like, I have lots of ideas. They're not all meant for me. They're sometimes meant for people. And I can offer them if I feel that people are worthy of them. Yeah. And being mindful of that.
Yeah. Worthy of it is also very powerful, because again, not everyone they shouldn't expect you to help them. It's you get to decide who you help and who you don't.
Yes. And I definitely feel like I want to help everyone. And then it's pausing, checking in with that emotional authority. I can't help everyone.
Yes. Yes. This all ties together. Looking at your chart, those are kind of some of the basics that I think everyone should know about their human design, because just those bits are really powerful in shifting things. So next, I kind of want to talk about some of the deeper layers of human design. And I think one of the most powerful things that you could know about yourself is your Incarnation cross. I would love to break it down. Have you dug into your Incarnation cross at all?
Very briefly recently. I've always seen it on my chart and been like, what is that? That looks like a big thing. I've dug into individual gates and all of that stuff. So I love that you're bringing this all together.
Yeah, I think your chart could tell you a lot of things. And I found knowing your Incarnation cross is kind of that overarching theme of your design. And it could be applied to like any aspect of your life. And so for you, like I've said, we have the same Incarnation cross. So it's the right angle cross of contagion. And what this means is that you came into this world to attract prosperity by directing your energy at the right things, committing to those right things that really light you up. And so this means be careful at what is buying for your energy and making sure that it's what you want to be doing. So it's a lot of what we talked about before. It's just your Incarnation cross kind of emphasize that.
Sure.
And so your Incarnation cross is made up of 4 gates. And so it's your conscious sun gate, your conscious earth gate, and then your unconscious sun gate and your unconscious earth gate. Okay. And so I could help kind of break these down. So your life's work, kind of the overarching thing that you will see throughout your life, is you are going to be super abundant as long as you're doing things differently. It's a lot about making sure that you don't compromise on what you actually want. It's this gate 14. It's called power skills. What that means is that as long as you are using your skills on what really brings you joy. So it's these natural gifts, your zone of genius. If you focus on that, you will naturally be prosperous. Things will naturally come to you. They will kind of just drop into your lap when you least expect it. But this compromise is its shadow. So I did a whole episode on compromise.
I just listened to it last night. Yes. Oh, it was so good.
So yes, I have this in my unconscious earth gate. So I know very much about this. It's an interesting one because it is the most abundant gate in the whole chart. And part of this is knowing that when you are most abundant, it's often doing things in a counterculture. You don't necessarily want to follow the trends of what everyone else is doing. You need to be doing your own thing. The same way. It's not judgmental. It's you do you. It's just, I'm not going to do that. The more that you do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, you don't want to follow the crowd. And that is when you're going to feel at your best. And it's also showing other people that they could do that too.
Yeah.
And that is your life's work, is showing other people that they could be them, do what they want, and still be prosperous. But for you, it just naturally, the more that you do what you love, the more that you're going to be fulfilled in all areas of your life. And not just money or bare essentials. You're going to feel well-rounded and just so nourished when you could really lean into that.
Wow. That's just like a win-win all around.
Yes. Yes, it is. And then for what kind of keeps you grounded in making sure, like the more grounded you are, the more that you're going to be able to fulfill your life's work. And for you, that is gate 8. And I have gate 8 in my unconscious sun. So I know this also very well. And for you, it's your contribution. And this also really ties into you being different. How could you contribute to society by doing something that not everyone else is doing? Right. And it's also very fascinating because when you pair those two, it's just knowing like, okay, I'm going to be different. I'm not going to look like everyone else, and being okay with that, which can be hard at times. I know personally it's been very hard for me to lean into just trusting, okay, I can't follow the crowd. I got to just kind of like figure out things on my own. But understanding that, it just kind of brings around a lifestyle that's very unique and oriented to really what you want and supporting your creation. Gate 8 is a lot about the stuff that you create. And that directly ties into what you're doing. You're literally creating things and being artistic, but it's finding ways, all areas of life, just bring that creativity into it.
Yes, I actually asked ChatGPT about the right angle cross of contagion and the 14 and the 8, and it gave me some information, and I was like, wait a minute, are you answering this because you already know about me? Or are you just giving me human design stuff? And it's like, no, this was just like human design, not because I know you're an artist. And I was like, whoa, because it totally, I was like, that sounds like who I am. And that resonates with what I create and being an artist and all those things. And that part about being different, like I've always felt different, and that doesn't always feel good. And there's moments where like I'm different for the sake of being different. And I'm rolling back into the I'm different and holding that and wanting to be different and deflecting any potential, outside judgment or self-doubt that comes from feeling different. Because as you mentioned in your podcast, like we are built to conform. That's how we stay connected to one another.
Yes.
So that's a hard place to be sometimes, feeling different, wanting to be different, and also knowing being different is hard.
Yeah, it's the being okay with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think that awareness alone has been really powerful for me because this is just normal. And again, a lot of people judge because they feel they can't just
Absolutely.
be themselves and do what they want. And so knowing you're here again for a purpose, and this is part of your purpose, and showing people that they could be different too.
Yes.
So next, I'm going to go to your unconscious side. And for you, your unconscious sun is gate 29. And your unconscious sun is all about your vitality and what keeps you radiant. So the more that you lean into this energy, the more energized and vibrant you're going to feel. And so for you, it's all about paying attention to what you devote yourself to. What you commit yourself to is so important for you to just feel alive and excited about life. And like when you make a decision, you stick to it. Are you that kind of like very devoted person? Once you make a decision, you follow through?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd consider myself a devoted person.
Yeah. But on the flip side is I have definitely learned this, that just because you devoted yourself to it does not always mean you have to finish it. You can drop stuff. Things ebb and flow based on your energy. Pay attention to what it is and actually if you still want it.
Yeah, I definitely have followed through on things that maybe I didn't need to. And I also am guilty of probably having an idea and being excited about it and not following through. I get like 80% there and like something fizzles. Mm-hmm. And I often wonder, well, what would happen if I actually did finish the thing and put it out there?
But so much of it is you could devote yourself and you could pause. You could take that break and see how your energy feels, because there's so many times I start something and suddenly my energy just kind of fizzles out and it's, no, this isn't the right time. It'll come back up when it's meant to and everything will fall into place. So it's trusting that today, where do I want to devote my time? Like, I don't know, posting on social media daily for the next 90 days. Great. But if you don't necessarily follow through, that is okay. Because if your energy changes, respect that energy change. It doesn't say anything about you. It just, the more that you could devote yourself to what you actually like excites you, the more everything else will fall into place, the more excited you'll be and the more energy you'll have, the more that you'll fill your cup and just be able to help so many more people.
Cool.
And then what ties this all together is your unconscious earth gate is your purpose. And for you, this is all about desire. You need to know what you really want, what you desire, and devote yourself to doing that and being okay with it being different if it doesn't look like what everyone else is doing. So desire is gate 30. You could literally fulfill all your desires because you're actually going after them and making it happen. The more that you could fulfill what you desire, everyone around you is going to feel so much better. That is your little unique puzzle piece in this world. That's what you are here to do, is fulfill your desires. And it sounds so selfish. There's obviously a little bit of compromise. Like you can't always, but you need to be voicing your desires and making sure that you're actively working towards them. And in any way or form. It might be small task every day. It might be a big thing you do and then the desire comes. But it's actively knowing what it is and working towards it. How do you feel about desires?
Oh, I have a really hard time with speaking them, deciding them. Your last podcast said something about how we outsource our decisions all the time. And then we're out of practice and we don't know how to do it. And I just thought, oh, yeah, that has definitely happened for me. We're just cultured and conditioned to, if you have desires, then you're being selfish, like you said, to just be small or quiet. And so I, as an adult now, have been tuning in to think about what is my desire? What do I want? And I absolutely love that permission piece, that my purpose is to follow my desire. It is not selfish. That is the permission that I need.
Yeah, so much of human design is just creating that awareness. It being on your unconscious side of your chart, you need to trust that whatever comes up within you is meant to be there and follow where it takes you. It's like that desire was put into you for a reason by God, the universe, whatever you want to believe in. It was put there for a reason. And when you fulfill that, everyone benefits. So it's not a selfish thing, because the more that your desires are filled, I'm sure your kids are going to be happier, your partner, whatever it is, everyone around you is going to be happier when you're feeling satisfied and fulfilled and your desires are being met. And it just who you're meant to be in this world. And everyone, again, has their different purpose, and all the puzzle pieces of who we are fit together to be the greater world and who we're here to be.
Oh yeah. I love hearing all of that. It's just really reassuring.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I talk about human design as being like a way to decondition, because we're born a certain way, and then as we move through life, we get conditioned to be a different way than we're meant to be. I mean, by no means are we told to just run after our desires, because that's selfish.
Right.
So like the more awareness you could bring to this and bring yourself back to being just, this is who I'm supposed to be, and trusting that. And it's not nothing to fix. It's nothing to necessarily completely change about your life. It's just the more awareness and the more that you could bring these aspects of your energy into your life, you're going to be super, super fulfilled and satisfied and lit up inside, and overflows to everyone else. And it's super powerful.
Right. Why wouldn't we want to feel that way?
Yes, exactly. And trusting that. I mean, I think we all want to feel super satisfied and excited, but trusting that makes the world a better place. And I think we know this, but it's actually believing it and following through. Based on your design in your incarnation crosses, you're here to be different and show the world a different way. And that creates the change. Without you living that, there will be no change, because everyone just kind of following the same path and what's expected of them. But when you step in and show them there's a different way, that overflows. And that's where we see evolution and growth, and everyone being able to just live who they're meant to be. And it's a powerful thing, knowing that and living that.
Absolutely. It's very powerful and definitely a practice.
Yes. Yeah. None of this is supposed to be, okay, tomorrow you're going to do all this. It just take what resonates today and roll with it. Little changes here and there. It's about nothing to fix. It's just about making those micro changes to better align. And that's why I love talking about, do you feel satisfied or frustrated when you go to bed? Because that's the perfect indicator to know, okay, I'm frustrated, and kind of reflecting, okay, why am I frustrated? And digging into that to kind of see, okay, well, maybe I compromised little ways, and maybe like, and again, the trial and error, like, okay, recognizing you compromise, and tomorrow maybe you'll make a little adjustment or have a conversation to realign yourself to where you feel really good about what your actions were that day, what you were able to accomplish, and just always tying it back to satisfied or frustration.
That's such a good tool.
Yeah.
I love that at the end of the night to just check in. It's 2 words, and maybe can keep my brain like engaged in a good way instead of just laying in bed and letting it like tumble around.
Yeah.
Give it a lane.
Yeah, it's like a gratitude practice. Why do I feel so satisfied today? And think of all the ways that, like, you know, recognizing why you feel so satisfied too. And then it's like, okay, what do I need to work on a little bit tomorrow? And at least recognizing, because that's where you could make the change, or like at least release the emotion of that frustration. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you have any questions on anything we've gone over today?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think, again, all of this, just take what resonates. Even the listeners, if anything doesn't feel good to you, just ignore it. Human design is not about boxing you in to a certain way. And especially, Lexis, you're here to be different. So take what resonates and ignore the rest. That's the whole thing about human design. If it doesn't connect with you, if you don't relate to it, ignore it. That's perfectly fine. To me, it's not about knowing your human design. It's about understanding yourself better and doing what feels good. Because the more that you do what feels good, the more powerful you're going to be, the bigger the impact, the more successful. All of it is going to flow when you listen to yourself.
Yeah, that all sounds so good. I'm so thankful for your time today and going over this. A lot of it's familiar, but it's like a lot of things just going over it again and remembering. It's like a spiral coming back around, and getting a few new tools, a little bit more information, just literally hearing the words of like, you're supposed to follow your purpose and your desires. It's just helpful to hear.
Yeah, because that's the piece of confidence I think we all need, that permission, just be yourself. So I'm very glad you're able to take that today.
Yeah.
And I loved having you on as a guest, and I hope to do more of these. So, my listeners, if you would love to have one of these done yourself live with me, I will leave the link below for you to apply. And thank you again, Lexis, for coming on here, doing this with me. You're my first one, so it's quite exciting, and I just love doing these. It sounds like you got a ton from it, and don't hesitate to reach out. And listeners, if you have questions about anything, don't be afraid to leave a comment, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you, Erin. I'm honored to be your first guest, and I really appreciate your time.
I really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I have. I love human design readings. I've been wanting to do some of these on here for a while. I'm so excited to release this first one. And if you would love to get your own human design reading from me, or if you want to be coached by me on one of these episodes, I really want to do more of these coming up. So don't hesitate to apply, or even if you just want to have a conversation about it, what that would look like for you, reach out. Thank you so much for listening this week. If you like the episode, share it with a friend, subscribe, share your greatest takeaway in the comments. I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep rebelling, keep rising.